Alright, strange change, Renaissance man, and just a few little thoughts this morning. And unfortunately, this day and age, we are digging into politics more and more, and it's a shame really, because at one time you could let politicians get on with things, and apart from a couple of disagreements, they did the will of the people. They worked with the confidence of the people, and they set parliamentary promises, manifestos, and barring a couple of things, they kept to most of it. There was a very, very, very strict rule that if you said you were going to do something, you had to do it. As simple as that. Your manifesto, your parliamentary promises, you had to do what you said you were going to do. And you had to be very clear, very concise, and very, very scrupulous in what you were going to do. Now, unfortunately, these days, we have the exact opposite. We have a lot of overreach. We have a lot of things coming into power in the UK that, quite frankly, is an absolute disgrace. We have David Lammy of the Labour Party, who is pushing forward the court rulings, one of the biggest court rulings and probably the biggest cover-up, that the information and archives are to be deleted. We have the Labour government, who have now set that anybody over 60 will have a withdrawal. The banks are saying you can only withdraw a maximum of a certain amount of money. We have now that anything with soda drinks, and alright, I'm going to say personally, I have an odd can or two of soda or fizzy pop, whatever you want to call it, every so often. My favourite tipple is root beer. But we are now having things like that. At one time you could buy one get one free, or you could have what we call never-ending hot chocolate at a cafe if you went for a meal. Has now all been stopped, and making law that you are not allowed to do that. You are not allowed to be sold it or anything else of that. You have to buy, and you're not allowed to have any special offers on it, which of course is a disgrace. It really is. The government has overstepped so many things. The leaders have committed so many crimes. They have stolen off the people. They have taken away private school education, where they have said everybody has to pay their fair share. Well, with the education system, everybody pays tax into that anyway. Even with me, I don't have any kids, but part of my tax goes towards the education system. And they were said, people who send their children to private schools, the rich, should pay their own way. This is not the case. A lot of people who send their children to private schools, in many cases, have each parent has a job, and they go out and earn the money, and they work very hard to do that. They have cut corners on their budgeting and have budgeted so that their children can attend. And now, because of these taxes, the tax-free code is being taken away from schools. Many thousands of children are now being displaced from school. Many of them 15, 16-year-olds about to take their exams, and they are about to do their GCSEs, whatever it might be these days, and they are being forced to go into a school where is around about 20, in some cases 20-30 miles away. The local authority are having to pay for taxes to get them there, and they cannot take the exams that they chose to do in those schools because the schools simply cannot provide those exams. There are so many things happening in the UK that it's unbelievable. Any sort of debate or discussion now, the left wing will immediately shout far rights or racist or whatever it might be, in the hopes of clinging to whatever power they possibly can. There are no more politics. It is one-upmanship on all parties. And yes, I support reform, and I have said I will support reform, but even then, there is one-upmanship on that. There is no actual party saying, these are our policies, this is what we are going to do. They focus on the other part and what the other party have gone wrong. There's an escape clause when things are going wrong. Oh, well, the previous party did this, the previous party did that. There is no accountability in politics whatsoever. There are no truths, there are no honest answers. All in all, British politics is a joke. It's a very sad, very humorless joke that, quite frankly, is a disgrace and a terrible example to the rest of the world. And I have been saying it for years, and I've had people on here say, oh, I don't know anything about politics or anything else like that. Well, I know a little bit. Thank you so very much. Everything that I have said from lockdown to now has happened. The Conservatives have never been trustworthy. The Conservatives, when they were last in, 5 different MPs in 5 years. The Labour government now, quite frankly, is a disgrace. Reform seems to have a good idea, restore Britain, but even then, we live in precarious times where nobody is willing to stand up and say, this is what we're going to do very clearly, this is how we're going to do it, and put the indigenous people of the UK in charge of things, which is what should happen. Okay? It really is. It's an absolute disgrace on what's happening. Anybody who wants to come to Britain, I would say don't bother. You're going to be hit hard with so many taxes, you're not going to have any money left. There are people losing their properties all over the place. There are people losing their jobs. There are people losing the work. Everything. It's absolutely disgraceful. Do not come to Britain. It's a waste of space with corrupt parties in charge who are out to line their own pockets. And I am disgusted. We even have people being thrown into prison for making comments that the system does not like. So, especially America, take notice, because you trying to get rid of everybody's rights and get rid of the Constitution and going against the Constitution and trying to vote in the left, this is what you are going to get. Thank God you got someone like President Trump in charge. God bless him. He's trying his best. But yeah, that is what's happening today. And unless something changes, we're going to sink further and further into corruption. And that is the pure truth of things.